their stoppage is actually in the building, we've got to resort to different methods. Sometimes in life it gets a little difficult, so one of the things that I've learned in life is that winners don't always win, but they never give up. This job threw us for a loop, but we stayed with it, we never gave up, we still came out a winner. This is their main sewer clean out here. This gives us an access to get tools and augers and cameras into their sewer line to look at it or maybe clear a stoppage. And so their stoppage is actually in the building, but it may be possible that it's easier to access it from here. So we're gonna give that a shot and see if we can find out where the clog is exactly and what it's gonna take to get it freed up. Thumbs broke out of the pipe there. We're in the clog. Nasty. We're gonna need a bigger camera. Just had to dive in the truck for like a rain shower that came out of nowhere. But now it stopped raining. We have learned that the line was so plugged up that we're gonna have to get our auger out. Our camera is not gonna be able to kind of free up the soft clog that's in there. But we're augering the line backwards. We're augering it from this clean out up into the building, and that can pose some dangers because our auger can go places where we don't want it to go. What we've done is we've used the camera to learn how far we want the auger to go, and then we're able to put a marking piece of black tape as a marker on the auger cable. Now when we run the auger cable into the line, we know that we're not going to run it too far and damage something inside that we don't want to damage. Here is the black piece of tape we put on our line to let me know about how far we can run the auger into the line. So we're real close to running it as far as we can. I'm not sure that our auger is going to be a solution here. Let's just keep working with it and hope. Well, let's walk around front and check. It looks like we're about ready to get rained on again. Another band of rain moves through out of nowhere and just starts pouring on us. So we had to pick up what tools we could, get them in the truck so that they're dry. And now we have to wait this band of rain out before we can keep working. Sometimes we just run into situations that are out of our control. It got wet. That was a lot of rain in a few minutes. Buttons on it. Auger is not going to open this line. That sucks. That sucks bad. We are going to need to jet the line, run a jetter down the drain line. After 5 or 6 attempts with each size bit that we have to fit down this drain line, starting with the smallest and getting to the largest, clog that we have in the drain line is very soft, and so the bits are just working their way through the clog, and then as the bits come back through it, the clog just kind of heals right back up around around itself. This is what happens when you get a whole bunch of toilet paper in a line and not very much water. It causes one of these really soft clogs. We are going to need to bring in a sewer line jetter. It's basically a pressure washer for the inside of the sewer line. They'll be able to feed it in here and run uphill. They'll use water to blast apart that clog and then send the clog in small doses down the rest of the drain line. It's not the desired outcome. Most of the time our drain machines are going to be able to get it opened up, but in this case we've got to resort to different methods. So we're actually on day number 2 of this project because the line was so plugged we weren't able to get it free and clear with an auger. We had to call in a company that does sewer line jetting and have them use high pressure water to clear to stop it. Now that we've done that, the line is now open, so now we can run a camera up the line and try to learn a little bit about why this happened in the first place. Here we are with our camera again, and we're gonna stick it down the line and see what we got. We can see that the bottom of the line is very, very rough cast iron, and the camera is kind of sliding all over the place. It should just be running real smooth on the bottom. And here's an area where the bottom has eroded away, and we're looking at gravel underneath the pipe. Here's more heavy erosion on the bottom of the pipe. And this is typical of really old cast iron lines. Here's a section here where the bottom of the line is completely gone, and we're looking at gravel on the outside of the drain line right there. And you see it's kind of holding a little bit of water here on the bottom too. All of these types of issues will cause, you see the camera goes underwater and then pops right out of the water. All of these types of issues will cause toilet paper to get stopped up, and then once it starts stopping up, see there's a really rough section there, it's almost a big channel in the bottom of it. Issues like these are what cause toilet paper to get backed up in the line. They're open and draining now, but one of the interesting challenges that we have with doing these in commercial spaces is we have kind of 2 customers we're working for. We've got the renter of this space that is the one who's called us out. There's always a discussion as to who should be responsible to correct these issues when you've got a renter that's paying rent and you've got a landlord that actually owns the property. We never really get in the middle of all of that stuff. We try to stay honest and clear and transparent with what we find, and then we let them handle that however they want to handle it. Ultimately, our job here is done and our customer is back in business so they can open their doors back up and stay in business. This one threw us for a little bit of a loop. We just stuck with it. One of the things about our philosophy for how we do business is we look at ourselves as winners. Winners don't always win, but one thing that winners do is they never ever quit. We had to throw everything we had at this one to get it open, but we got it and we can move on to the next customer. Do this.